From mobile one-family bomb shelter to the biggest bunker for billionaires. Most people believe that bomb shelters are just some plain, empty underground facilities behind explosion-proof doors that saves you from enemies and apocalypse. Perhaps you had no idea that apart from regular bunkers, there are some really weird and unique facilities that cost hell of a lot of money. You're watching Infinity, and today we talk about 10 most incredible survival bunkers in the world. Let's roll! The Survival Condo. Let's start our list with the famous Survival Condo, located in Kansas. This multi-story bunker cost $20 million to build. The idea for this spectacular project appeared in 2008 when ex-data center developer Larry Hall bought an out-of-use rocket mine for $300,000. It totally turned the place around and made a very interesting kind of bunker that's supposed to save people on the Judgment Day. And of course, you must be really wealthy to afford life after shit hits the fan. There's enough food to last residents for at least 5 years. There are gardens where they grow all kinds of vegetables. Here are some interesting facts about Survival Condo. The entrance door weighed over 14.5 tons. Its concrete walls are 9 meters thick. There are a total of 12 underground floors. That's 12 separate apartments. One floor costs $3 million, and the upkeep is $2.6 thousand a month. The bunker itself can fit 70 people. This may sound surprising to you, but currently, all the apartments with high ceilings and spacious living rooms of this luxurious 50-story underground, 60-meter deep apartment complex are sold out. Each apartment is a separate floor and includes 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, a dining room, and a living room. There's also a gym with a swimming pool, spa, cinema, library, bar, and a shooting gallery. The building is equipped with air filters in case of nuclear, chemical, or biological threats. There are generators and turbines that provide autonomous power supply, and there's a large water reserve. For security reasons, the exact location of the bunker is unknown. Georgia Bunker. Located in the state of Georgia in US, this bunker is much smaller than the previous one we talked about, and it's also significantly cheaper. Its total cost is $17.5 million, but this doesn't mean that it isn't a reliable refugee complex in case there's a global catastrophe. On the contrary, this underground fortress can protect its residents even from massive asteroids, chemical attacks, nuclear explosions, zombie apocalypse, and many other dreadful events. Its concrete walls are 1 meter thick and can withstand a 20 kilotons of nuclear explosion. The complex is equipped with degassing showers, reserve sources of solar energy, a private water supply system, and also a safe air intake and air conditioning systems. The bunker located 30 meters underground. It was built in 1969 during the Cold War. It was used for a long time as a training center for military personnel until it was finally sold in 2015. It covers 130,000 square meters and has 2 floors and 12 bedrooms. There are many things you can do inside. There's a conference room, computer room, home theater, room where you can simply relax, and there's a library where you can read a lot of interesting books. VIVOS EUROPA 1. This one's located in Rothenstein Training Ground in Germany. The total cost of this project is $1 billion. It is 120 meters deep under the mountain. According to the man who built it, the bunker is highly reliable and it can survive a chemical attack, a thermonuclear war, tsunamis, and earthquakes. It has theaters, swimming pools, gyms, restaurants, and of course, places where you can reside. It fits 1,000 people. Each apartment is 2,500 square meters. In addition to everything we mentioned above, this piece of work has a small zoo, repository for all sorts of valuables. There's even a genetic bank in case they'd have to restore life forms after a possible disaster. A great deal of the apartments were already sold. According to the creator, his clients are not motivated by ideology, but by the conviction that global forces made our society more vulnerable in the face of a major catastrophe. Although this type of business has many critics, one of them is a Kansas University professor of anthropology, John Hoops, who calls these businessmen doomsday investors. He says they sell hypermasculine fantasies of survival that has to do with fear of an impending catastrophe. According to him, if you just scare people enough, you can sell anything you want, including those silly bunkers. Cave apartments. And of course, there are more available options out there. For example, in the whereabouts of Grand Canyon in the United States, you can find luxury apartments at a depth of 60 meters below the ground. Those were built inside caves in Peach Springs. These caves were discovered in 1927 by a lumberjack by the name Walter Peck. Walter was searching for gold and thought he could find some in caves, so he quickly bought the land. To his disappointment, there was no gold anywhere near, so he did what any pushing businessman would do. He turned the spot into a tourist attraction and started offering cave tours. Since then, the place had several owners. Each of them changed the caves to their liking. For example, during the Caribbean crisis, they used the place as a bomb shelter to accommodate 200 people. In 2001, the caves were acquired by a group of friends who turned what was left of a bomb shelter into a luxurious 220 square meter suite with 70-meter high ceilings. If necessary, 2,000 people can easily survive in this optional bomb shelter for at least several weeks. GIRARD Henderson's bomb shelter. There's a rather squat 2-story house on Spencer Street in Las Vegas, and it looks like it was built in the 1970s. When you first look at it, you feel like there's nothing particularly remarkable about it. However, at a depth of about 60 meters under the house, there's amazing shelter that is still there from the times of the Cold War. You can get there by elevator. Inside there's an area of 4,600 square meters. Everything was made in a way to conceal the fact that it was built underground. There are some fake trees and stones. There's a garden, 2 jacuzzis, a sauna, a dance floor, a bar, barbecue area, and a pool. There are also 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. The house is equipped with a special system that simulates day and night using the built-in ceiling lights. There are even a few twinkling stars that imitate the night sky. This bunker was created in 1978. GIRARD Henderson was the owner of Avon Cosmetics for 35 years. By the way, in 2000s, the bunker was purchased through a mortgage, although the new owner couldn't pay it off, and in 2005 the real estate went to the bank. Indiana Survival Shelter Hotel. There's a very beautiful doomsday bomb shelter in a secret location in Terre Haute in Indiana. The bunker was built based on the Cold War Military Communications Center. It was designed to withstand a 20 megaton explosion a few kilometers away from the bunker. It can fit about 80 people. Weirdly enough, at the moment, more than 70 spots have already been purchased. According to some sources, the cost equals something like $50,000 per adult and $35,000 per child. What's more, the cost includes food, and also all residents can stay underground during the entire year. Rooms are made in the kind of way you see in 4-star hotels. There's a cinema, dining area, there's a gym, and of course the fine-looking apartments furnished with very decent things. Elizabeth Taylor's bomb shelter. Sierra Altaway Mansion of Beverly Hills was put up for sale. It used to belong to a famous singer Prince and a very popular actress Elizabeth Taylor. The real estate is made in the Old English Tudor style and costs $30 million. But until they find a buyer, people are free to rent out the place for $80,000 per month. It has everything a person could want to lead a life of luxury. 10 bedrooms, banquet hall, a wine cellar, there's a tennis court, a 4-car garage, and also a pool with a bar, a fun water slide, and a grotto. The latter was built by one of the former owners, the famous Hollywood contractor Hall Braxton Hayes. The solution was particularly made in case there was a nuclear war. The shelter had all the necessary things for life: a supply of food, water, and oxygen. The mansion was built in 1953 when the Cold War was peaking. In case of an attack, it could be turned into a real fortress. Oppidum. And so lastly, let's have a look at a Czech project they call the Oppidum. It costs over $100 million. Forbes called it the world's largest private apocalypse shelter. Oppidum is a luxury, ground-based residence through which you can descend into a secret corridor that leads to an underground bunker. It is a former military facility built by the governments of Czechoslovakia and USSR in the Cold War. The total area of the upper premises is 30,000 square meters, and there are 7,200 square meters underground. The bunker was built especially for billionaires, and even though the place is so spacious, there are only 7 apartments. Residents can live underground for up to 10 years. And that's all for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Remember to press the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell.